Part 54. As long as I stay in the Empress Palace, I am invincible. Author, New Di. Chapter 531. The master of Hongmeng Palace looked at Ye Chen dumbfounded. Fellow Taoist Xuanhuan, are you sure you have late 6-star strength? As far as I know, Luo Hongjian only had 1-star immortal strength more than 10 years ago. Ye Chen nodded. The Lord of Hongmeng Hall shook his head. You said that you are in the late 5-star stage, but I still believe it. But when you say that you are in the 6-star immortal level, it is difficult for me to believe you. Fellow Taoist Xuanhuan, do you want to deliberately say that Luo Hongjian's strength is stronger, so that I can find a way to delay the resurrection of fellow Taoist Hong Yi? Ye Chen shook his head. Lord Hongmeng Palace. Ye Chen didn't look like he was lying, but what he said was really unbelievable. You don't have such strength yourself, do you? The master of Hongmeng Palace said. Ye Chen chuckled and said, Palace master, I must have the strength of the late 6-star stage. My 6-star peak. Saying that, Ye Chen directly released his breath. The aura didn't spread very far, but it was enough for the master of Hongmeng Hall to determine Ye Chen's strength. You. Master Hongmeng Palace didn't know what to say. Ye Chen actually already has 6-star peak strength, which is simply unbelievable. He knew why Eugene lost. At that time, Ye Chen probably already had the strength of a late 6-star player. So what if Eugene has mid 6-star strength? Fellow Taoist Ye Chen, you hide it so well. The master of Hongmeng Palace sighed. Ye Chen smiled, Palace master, I told you my strength because I don't want us to have any misjudgments. You should understand what I mean. Master Hongmeng Hall nodded. Ye Chen has peak 6-star strength, and if Luo Hongjian also has late 6-star strength, plus Xianqing Supreme, their strength is already very strong. And Ye Chen is not the only woman who is Luo Hongjian. Even if the strength of the other few is worse, it shouldn't be much different. If he misjudges his strength and tries to kill Ye Chen and the others, he will probably pay a huge price. In fact, the master of Hongmeng Palace is wrong in thinking this. If he does this, it will not only be a matter of paying a huge price, but the Hongjian Palace and Xiaolu are both 7-star immortals. Fellow Daoist Ye Chen, since you have such strength, are you interested in giving a surprise to the powerful men of the 10,000 Realms sect before the powerful men of the Underworld sect come over? The master of Hongmeng Palace said. Ye Chen's eyes flickered, Palace master, let's wait and see in half a year. Hong Yi Supreme will be resurrected by then, and we don't know what will happen. Ken. The master of Hongmeng Palace left quickly. He was in a good mood when he came and wanted to trick Ye Chen into making a promise. When he went back, his heart was heavy. Hong Yi Supreme had a late 6-star cultivation back then, but he fell behind? It's incredible. I hope Marvin just said that on purpose. No matter what, we still have to revive fellow Daoist Hong Yi as soon as possible. The master of Hongmeng Palace thought secretly. Time passed day by day, and the powerful men of the Hades sect were already on their way to Hongmeng Universe. This time the Ming sect can be said to be in full force. The leaders of the Hades are here. In addition to Xuanhuan Universe, there are also many powerful people in the other 2 planes, and they are also dispatched. Something happened to 2 6-star immortal level experts from the Ming sect in Hongmeng Universe. It was a huge loss to the Ming section. The Ming sect must take action. Master, please go and rest. According to our current speed, it will take about half a year to reach Hongmeng Universe. Ming Jiao is a 6-star immortal level expert. He used the power of his system to accelerate. The speed at which the powerful men from the Hades sect came over was actually much faster than Ye Chen expected. Keep going at this speed. When I get something good, I'll compensate you. The leader of the Hades cult said softly. He had a vague feeling that something was not good. He had to hurry up and get to Hongmeng Universe. Yes, leader. 5 months passed before I knew it. A powerful aura surged from Luo Hongjian's body, and she successfully reached the mid 5-star cultivation level, and her compatibility with the Phoenix Red Flame was also higher. Luo Hongjian's combat power has reached the peak of 6 stars. When the Phoenix Red Flame is used to explode, Luo Hongjian's 6-star strength is perfect. Husband, I have reached the mid 5-star stage. Luo Hongjian happily sent a message to Ye Chen. A smile appeared on Ye Chen's face. Sure enough, Luo Hongjian had a breakthrough within half a year. Hongjian, when will your Xuanhuan universe technique reach the 4th level? Ye Chen asked. At present, at the 3rd level, Luo Hongjian's strength has been increased 5 times. If she reaches the 4th level, her strength can be increased 7 times, and she will have 6-star perfect strength. Husband, it should be soon. But whether this can break through requires an opportunity. Luo Hongjian said. Come on. Ye Chen took the time to practice on his own, and he was only a few inches away from reaching 6-star perfection. He now has 7-star immortal skills, 7-star immortal blood essence, and his training speed is very fast. Another half-month. A smile appeared on Ye Chen's face. His strength finally reached the 6-star perfection state. Even if Luo Hongjian's strength surpassed him in the future, he still reached the 6-star perfection in front of Luo Hongjian. It is worth mentioning that the 6-star consummation also has strengths and weaknesses. Ye Chen's current strength is still a little weaker than the master of Hongmeng Hall. When my cultivation reaches the 6-star level, my strength should not be weaker than that of Hongmeng Palace Master. Ye Chen secretly thought. His current cultivation level is 5-star perfection. At such a level of cultivation, having the perfect 6-star strength is already extremely awesome. Fellow Taoist Xuanhuan, I finally contacted you. We in Hongmeng Realm were attacked by the strong men of the 10,000 Realms sect. Kang Long Supreme's urgent voice soon sounded in Ye Chen's mind. Ye Chen's expression changed slightly. Does the Wanja sect have such courage? Kang Long Supreme said quickly, fellow Taoist Xuanhuan, the master of the palace is not here now, and there are many other powerful people in our Hongmeng Palace who are not here. The 10,000 Realms sect knows this news. Ye Chen immediately thought that the master of Hongmeng Palace should have arrived at the place where Hongyi Supreme died. The Supreme Red Leaf is resurrected, and it may happen in the next few days. There were other strong men in Hongmeng Hall who also knew Hongyi Supreme back then. Hongyi Supreme was about to be resurrected, so it was normal for them to go and have a look. Moreover, it is possible that the Lord of Hongmeng Hall took the initiative to call some powerful people over to avoid any accidents. With so many strong men taken away, Hongmeng Realm will naturally be empty. The Lord of Hongmeng Palace may have considered that his strength is good. But he has been making breakthroughs in the past 2 days and refused to accept any communication from the outside world. In this situation, Kang Long Supreme could only keep transmitting messages over and over again, and finally contacted Ye Chen. If he still couldn't get in touch, Kang Long Supreme could only choose to come to disturb Ye Chen. Fellow Daoist Kang Long, give up the entrance to Hongmeng Realm and retreat to the side. Ye Chen said via voice transmission. Kang Long Supreme said in embarrassment, fellow Daoist Ye Chen, there is a powerful formation here at the entrance. It will be easier for us to defend here. If we retreat to your side, I'm afraid we won't be able to withstand it. Fellow Taoist Ye Chen, come here to support me. Ye Chen thought about it for a long time. If the powerful men of the 10,000 Realms sect are tricked into the Hongjian Palace now, it will not be easy to trick the powerful men of the Ming sect then. It's okay to drive away the strong men from Wanzhong Realm first. Okay. Ye Chen sent a message saying that he now has 6-star perfect strength and is extremely strong after leaving Hongjian Palace. Xiaoliu does not move within the Hongjian Palace, and its attack can reach the entrance of the Hongmeng Realm. In addition, he also has a 6-star immortal level summoning card, which can summon a 6-star perfect level powerhouse. Hanjian, Wanjiasong is invading, let's go over and take a look. Ye Chen sent a message to Luo Hanjian. With Luo Hanjian's current outbreak, her strength is not inferior to him. As long as I stay in the Empress Palace, I am invincible. Author, New Di. Chapter 532. Luo Hanjian quickly paused her training and came to Ye Chen's side, and the two of them arrived at the entrance of Hongmeng realm in a short time. Boom! Boom! A powerful formation is arranged at the entrance of Hongmeng realm. With the help of the power of the formation, Kang Long Supreme and his friends are much stronger, but the situation is still grim. The offensive of the external 10,000 realm sect is extremely fierce. There are not as many top experts in the 10,000 realm sect as there are in the Hongmeng Palace, but there are many 1-star, 2-star, and 3-star immortal level experts in the 10,000 realms sect, and their overall strength is almost the same as that of the Hongmeng Palace. Eugenice was killed by Ye Chen, and the strength of the 10,000 realms sect was a little weaker, but now many powerful people in Hongmeng Palace are not in Hongmeng. Fellow Taoist Ye Chen, please take action as soon as possible. Otherwise we won't be able to hold on any longer. A strong man in the late 6-star stage of Hongmeng Palace said, he is the Deputy Hall Master of Hongmeng Palace. There are 2 Deputy Hall Masters of Hongmeng Palace, one has a peak 6-star cultivation level and the other has a late 6-star cultivation level. Now the Palace Master at the peak of 6 stars is not here. Immediately. Ye Chen nodded. He looked at Kang Long Supreme, fellow Kang Long, among the powerful people from Tiandao sect, who has a powerful system. Kang Long Supreme immediately conveyed the information he knew to Ye Chen. He just hoped that Ye Chen and the others would take action immediately. Hope they last a little longer. They waited until Master Hongmeng and the others got the news and returned. But there is no news here now, and it is normal for the Master of Hongmeng Hall to not get news for 10 days and a half. System, summon. Ye Chen told his system the target he wanted to summon. The next second, a mid-level 6-star powerhouse from the 10,000 realms sect launched a full-strength attack and felt a terrifying suction force. All his strength was used in attacking, and the suction force was too strong for him to resist. In the blink of an eye, he was summoned into Ye Chen's Brahma Ring. In the Brahma Ring, Ye Chen arranged the immortal killing sword formation. Boom! The perfect power of the 6 stars suppressed him. Luo Hanjian instantly entered the Brahma Ring, and she also burst out with 6-star perfection level strength. Your Excellency, you can choose to self-destruct. Under the attack of 2 6-star perfection level experts, it will take an extremely long time for you to self-destruct and resurrect. You can also choose to surrender. Ye Chen's voice rang in the other party's ears. This powerful man from the 10,000 realms sect was extremely shocked. Ye Chen has a 6-star perfect level of strength, and Luo Hanjian also has a 6-star perfect level of strength. The Master of Hongmeng Palace also has 6-star perfect strength. How so? We need the support of enough strong people to obtain the Hongmeng Will Order. You won't die if you surrender. Ye Chen continued to persuade. While he was persuading, Luo Hanjian launched a fierce attack on the target. I surrender. The other party gritted his teeth and said. Facing the attacks of 2 6-star perfection level experts, he had no other choice. There are Ye Chen and 2 6-star perfect experts here in Hongmeng Palace. This expert also knows that their 10,000 realms sect will definitely return without success this time. Ban. Soon Ye Chen imprisoned this guy's cultivation. It's a long story, but it actually only lasts 3 or 4 seconds. Outside the territory of Hongmeng, the leaders of the 10,000 realms sect were extremely angry. They were the main attacking party, and something happened to a mid-6-star strong man. In this case, if it disappears and cannot be contacted, something must have gone wrong. Release our people from the 10,000 realms sect immediately, and hand over Ye Chen and others to us, and our people from the 10,000 realms sect will leave immediately. otherwise don't blame us for being rude. The leader of the 10,000 Realms sect said sternly. They want to rush into Hongmeng realm, and the flag they are looking for is to let Hongmeng Palace be handed over to Ye Chen and the others. Master of the 10,000 Realms sect, do you want to take me away? Ye Chen looked outside and said softly, and a 6-star perfect aura suddenly burst out from his body. The 4 swords of Zhu Xian flew up, releasing terrifying murderous intent. 6 stars perfect. The leader of the 10,000 World sect was stunned for a moment. Even on this side of Hongmeng Palace, many powerful men were extremely shocked. Ye Chen actually has a 6-star perfect level of strength. How is this possible? Boom. Luo Hongjian smiled, and an extremely powerful aura also erupted from her body. However, Luo Hongjian did not burst out with the full 6-star momentum at this moment. She hit a lot, but only burst out with the momentum of the late 6-star stage. Even so, it is already very strong. You must know that the Deputy Palace Master here in Hongmeng Palace only has the strength of the late 6-star stage. Damn it! The face of the leader of the 10,000 Realms sect became even more ugly. Ye Chen has perfect 6-star cultivation, and Luo Hongjian actually has the strength of a late 6-star. With the two of them added to the Hongmeng Palace, the power can be greatly enhanced. It would be difficult for them to break into Hongmeng territory in a short time. So strong. Is it so fierce? The powerful men in Hongmeng Palace were shocked and excited at the same time. With the strength of Ye Chen and Luo Hongjian, the chance of enemies coming in is greatly reduced. Withdraw. The leader of the 10,000 Realms said in a deep voice. Even if they fight in this situation, they will suffer heavy losses. What should I do if the powerful men from the Hades sect come over? Their 10,000 Realms sect has currently reached a preliminary cooperation agreement with the powerful men of the Ming sect, but if they and Hongmeng Palace both lose, the Ming sect will not be polite. Call. A large number of powerful men from the 10,000 Realms sect quickly withdrew. The hundreds of strong men defending the Hongmeng realm all breathed a sigh of relief, and they looked at Ye Chen and Luo Hongjian one by one. Daiyu Ye Chen, you really have the strength of 6 stars. Kang Long's Hizun said in disbelief. Ye Chen chuckled and said, Daiyu Kang Long, how can this be false? If you don't believe it, we can learn from each other. No, no. Kang Long's Hizun shook his head repeatedly. Even if Ye Chen didn't have the strength of 6 stars, he knew that he would definitely not be able to beat him. Daiyu Xuanhuan, with your strength, it seems that my position as Deputy Hall Master is not safe. The Deputy Hall Master present in Hongmeng Hall said. His title is Duobeo's Hizun. He has a lot of treasures and many means, but his strength is only at the level of the late 6 stars. Duobeo's Hizun contributed a lot to the defense this time. He used all kinds of treasures to strengthen the defense of the entrance a lot. Daiyu Duobeo, don't worry, I am not interested in your position as Deputy Hall Master. Ye Chen smiled. Everyone was surprised. Since Ye Chen was not interested in the position of Deputy Hall Master, he must be aiming for the position of Hall Master. Considering that Ye Chen already had 6-star perfect cultivation, it was normal for Ye Chen to have such an idea. With 6-star perfect strength, why would he not fight for the position of Hall Master and willingly become the Deputy Hall Master? My husband, I'm afraid that Hongyi Supreme has resurrected. Luo Hongjian's voice suddenly sounded in Ye Chen's mind. She looked in the direction where Hongyi Supreme died. It was too far away to see, but Luo Hongjian had a clear sense at this time. On the side of Hongmeng Hall Master, Hongyi Supreme really resurrected. She also looked towards the Hongmeng Monarch realm. The eyes of the two women seemed to touch in the void. Hongyi Daiyu, you. Hongmeng Hall Master looked at Hongyi Supreme in shock. Hongyi Supreme was not what he remembered. Her appearance at this moment was actually 90% similar to Luo Hongjian. Palace Master, I used to disguise myself. Red Leaf Supreme said. Palace Master, have you ever seen someone who looks like me? Her cultivation should not be low either. Red Leaf Supreme said. Her expression was rather cold. Compared with Luo Hongjian, Red Leaf Supreme was much colder and her temperament was quite different. Yes, her name is Luo Hongjian. She has the strength of the late 6th star. Hongmeng Palace Master said. Red Leaf Supreme frowned secretly. She has the strength of the late 6th star? Palace Master, I want to borrow some resources to strive to break through to the peak of the 6th star strength as soon as possible. Hongmeng Palace Master smiled bitterly and said, Daiyu Hongyi, Luo Hongjian's improvement speed is super fast. I'm afraid she will reach the peak of the 6th star strength before you. Red Leaf Supreme's face changed. Can we catch the other party and imprison the other party's strength? Red Leaf Supreme said. Hongmeng Palace Master's mouth twitched. He had agreed with Ye Chen at that time that no matter what the situation was, they would not have a civil war. Fellow Daoist Hongyi, I'm afraid it won't work. The other party is also from our Hongmeng Palace. The Lord of Hongmeng Palace took a deep breath and said. Even if he loved Hongyi Supreme at the beginning, he couldn't break his oath because of this. Hongyi Supreme was silent for a long time and said, then hurry back. I want to see her too. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. As long as I stay in the Empress Palace, I am invincible. Author, New Did. Chapter 533. The Lord of Hongmeng Palace was silent for a while and nodded. The longer the delay, the stronger Luo Hongjian's strength. In addition, he still had a little hope in his heart. Luo Hongjian might not have the cultivation of the late 6 stars. Half a day later, the Lord of Hongmeng Palace and his companions arrived at the Hongmeng Mongolian territory. They immediately noticed something unusual. Some places here were broken in space. Although they were recovering, they had not recovered yet. In addition, the defense was fully activated. What's going on? The Lord of Hongmeng Palace raised his voice and sent a message to the strong guards here. Lord, it's the Lord. The Lord is back. Many strong men at the entrance breathed a sigh of relief. The Lord of Hongmeng Palace and his companions returned, and the crisis in the Hongmeng Mongolian territory was completely resolved. What's going on? The Lord of Hongmeng Palace asked. Immediately, a strong man told the Lord of Hongmeng Palace about the situation. The eyes of the Lord of Hongmeng Palace flashed. Ye Chen and Luo Hongjian are here? What kind of strength does Luo Hongjian have? Kang Long Supreme coughed lightly and said, Lord, Ye Chen has the strength of 6 stars, Luo Hongjian, she also has the powerful strength of the late 6 stars. The face of the Lord of Hongmeng Palace changed slightly. Luo Hongjian actually has such a strong strength. And Ye Chen actually has the strength of 6 stars. This is stronger than the aura that Ye Chen had burst out before. Do what you should do. The Lord of Hongmeng Palace said, and he and the Supreme of Hongyi left quickly. It didn't take long for the Lord of Hongmeng Palace and others to arrive at the Lingshan where Ye Chen was. In the Hongjian Palace, Luo Hongjian sensed the approach of the Supreme of Hongyi. Ye Chen released his consciousness. Huh! Ye Chen was stunned. He saw the Supreme of Hongyi. But unlike the information he got, the appearance of the Supreme of Hongyi was 80% similar to Luo Hongjian. If their temperaments are the same, their appearance seems to be even 90%. Daoist Xuanhuan, Daoist Hongyi has resurrected. She wants to meet Luo Hongjian. The Lord of Hongmeng Palace transmitted the message. Ye Chen said hesitantly, Palace Master, if they meet, there may be uncontrollable consequences. Otherwise, they should not meet first. Luo Hongjian and Hongyi Supreme met, and Ye Chen was quite nervous. The Lord of Hongmeng Palace said, Daoist Xuanhuan, it is better for them to meet now. Luo Hongjian's strength improved rapidly, and the Lord of Hongmeng Palace did not want to delay any longer. "Palace Master, are you sure?" The Lord of Hongmeng Palace nodded. "This is what we agreed on before, isn't it?" "Okay." Ye Chen nodded. "Come in." The Lingshan Mountain Protection Array was activated, and the palace gate of Hongjian Palace was also opened at the same time. The Lord of Hongmeng Palace entered Lingshan, but he did not go to Hongjian Palace. "Daoist Yanhuang, let's meet at the old place," the Lord of Hongmeng Palace said. He didn't know the level of Hongjian Palace, but he estimated that it should not be very low. Luo Hongjian might have a great advantage in Hongjian Palace. Ye Chen muttered in his heart. The Lord of Hongmeng Palace was quite cautious. But it was useless. Luo Hongjian now had the strength of the peak of 6 stars. When using the Phoenix Red Flame, Luo Hongjian now had the strength of 6 stars. "Okay." Ye Chen informed Luo Hongjian. Luo Hongjian was actually quite nervous at this moment. She and Ye Chen went to the top of Lingshan together. Huh. When Luo Hongjian and Hongyi Supreme met, they were both a little stunned, as if they were looking at twins. Suddenly, an invisible suction force began to form between Luo Hongjian and Hongyi Supreme. In the blink of an eye, the suction force reached an extremely strong level, sucking Luo Hongjian and Hongyi Supreme together into one person. Faintly, Ye Chen and the Lord of Hongmeng Palace felt that another consciousness seemed to be slowly awakening. Not good. The face of the Lord of Hongmeng Palace changed. He immediately sent a message to Ye Chen. "Daiyu Yanhuang, we can't let them merge now, otherwise it is very likely that another consciousness will be restored and they will be swallowed up." The system also reminded Ye Chen at this time, "Host, there should be a top powerhouse from other planes who has entered this plane and used this method to adapt to this plane. If it merges now, the consciousness of the original powerhouse is likely to be reawakened." Ye Chen hurriedly said, "System, the original consciousness, could it be the original master of this plane?" "No. If the plane master has such a situation, the entire plane will not be so peaceful. It is likely that the other top powerhouses who have problems in their own plane have come here," the system said. It's a long story, but in fact, it took very little time for Ye Chen and his friends to communicate in their minds. The connection between Luo Hongjian and Hongyi Supreme has been strengthened a lot. "Hongjian, go to Hongjian Palace." Ye Chen burst out with the strength of 6 stars and forcibly took Luo Hongjian back to Hongjian Palace. The Lord of Hongmeng Palace also burst out with powerful strength. But he couldn't take Hongyi Supreme away. Although the time was short, the connection between Hongyi Supreme and Luo Hongjian was already extremely strong. "Daiyu Hongmeng, bring Hongyi Supreme to Hongjian Palace," Ye Chen said hurriedly. "Okay." The Lord of Hongmeng Palace had no other choice, and he and Hongyi Supreme also arrived at Hongjian Palace quickly. Boom! As soon as they arrived at Hongjian Palace, the powerful power of Hongjian Palace and Xiaolu immediately erupted. The two 7-star immortal powers finally temporarily separated Luo Hongjian and Hongyi Supreme. The third breath wakes up slower. But he is still gradually waking up. "System, what should we do in this situation?" Ye Chen asked. The system said, "Host, this situation is relatively normal in reincarnation. Old and new consciousnesses may compete, and the chance of the new consciousness winning the competition is very low. But Luo Hongjian's situation is special. It may not be impossible for her to win. If you win, you will be completely new. Her talent will be even stronger than before." Ye Chen frowned and said, "System, Hongjian is now a new life form, how can she still understand the continuation of other life forms?" The system said, "If she wins, she will be reborn, a brand new life. If she loses, not only will she not be able to continue, her consciousness will disappear completely." Ye Chen took a deep breath. "Then you can only win, not lose. Fellow Taoist Yanhuang, you The Lord of Hongmeng Hall was extremely shocked. Ye Chen's beauty palace turned out to be a 7-star immortal treasure. The Lord of Hongmeng Hall felt an aura more powerful than his own 6-star perfection. Xiaoliu is also a 7-star immortal. Ye Chen smiled and said, Palace Master, Hongjian Palace is a 7-star immortal level, and Xiaolu is also a 7-star immortal level, but don't worry, we are not enemies. Lord Hongmeng Palace. He looked helpless. Even if Ye Chen's strength is lower, Ye Chen might be able to defeat him. On the other side, Luo Hongjian and Hongyi Supreme sat down. They are close, but with the power of Hongjian Palace and Xiaoliu, the attraction between them has been reduced a lot, and the increase is relatively slow. Hongyi Supreme looked at Luo Hongjian, we need to fight. Determine which of us can survive. Hongyi Supreme and the others still don't know Luo Hongjian's specific strength. Luo Hongjian said, can't we live together? Hongyi Supreme shook his head, I'm afraid that's not possible, we are one. Whoever wins will merge with the other's consciousness. Whether you win in the end depends on your fate. Luo Hongjian said, Hongyi Supreme, this is probably not fair to you. Hongyi Supreme said solemnly, although I have just been resurrected, my strength is still that of a late 6-star cultivation level. I think it is a bit unfair to you. You shouldn't have been in the late 6-star stage for too long. Luo Hongjian nodded, I'm sure it hasn't been too long since I reached the late 6-star stage, but I have the peak 6-star strength, and I can explode into the full 6-star strength. Speaking of this, Luo Hongjian exuded the aura of a 6-star peak. You. Hongyi Supreme was a little dumbfounded. She originally thought she might have a 60% chance of winning. No matter what, it's still 50%. As a result, Luo Hongjian actually had 6-star peak strength. Ye Chen came over and said, Hongyi Supreme, there is no need for you to fight now. If you fight now, you will lose. You have just been resurrected, and you can live well for a while longer. Luo Hongjian's strength still has a lot of room for improvement, Ye Chen is not in a hurry. Hongyi Supreme's cold gaze fell on Ye Chen, Luo Hongjian, is this the man you found for us? There doesn't seem to be anything special. Luo Hongjian frowned and said, Hongyi Supreme, he is my husband, not your man. Besides, my husband, it's not your turn to make irresponsible remarks. Hongyi Supreme looked a little arrogant and said, Luo Hongjian, he is not worthy of us. When we merge, it will be at least 7-star immortal level, and it is possible that 9-star immortal level will be possible in the future. Ye Chen raised his eyebrows, who was he looking down on? As long as I stay in the Empress Palace, I am invincible. Author, New Dit. Chapter 534. Luo Hongjian said coldly, Hongyi Supreme, you'd better speak politely. Oh. I'm not polite, what can you do? Luo Hongjian, even if your cultivation level is stronger, you may not be able to win. As Hongyi Supreme said, his whole body instantly turned into a red light and entered Luo Hongjian's body. Her consciousness began to compete with Luo Hongjian's consciousness. But where is the difference in strength? How can Hongyi Supreme possibly win over Luo Hongjian? Her consciousness was quickly swallowed up and died. Ye Chen sighed softly, Hongyi Supreme is a good person. Did you see it? Hongmeng Supreme threw a bottle of strong wine to Ye Chen and said, this wine is his treasure, even a strong man of his level will feel something after drinking it. Ye Chen nodded lightly. Hongyi Supreme deliberately aroused Luo Hongjian's anger. She had no intention of surviving. For the two of them, fierce confrontation is the worst choice, ignoring each other is the ordinary choice, and one of them choosing to sacrifice himself is the best choice. Luo Hongjian soon noticed something unusual. After the initial competition between Hongyi Supreme and her, he quickly and proactively let Luo Hongjian devour his power. During this process, the recovery of another consciousness also accelerated a lot, but Hongyi Supreme cooperated very well with Luo Hongjian, and Luo Hongjian grew faster. Sister Hongjian, I have never had any relatives. You are my sister. I have lived enough, your life has just begun, work hard. Hongyi Supreme's voice sounded deep in Luo Hongjian's soul. Luo Hongjian closed her eyes, but tears still flowed from her eyes. Luo Hongjian wanted to stop swallowing it now. But once you start, you can't stop. Fellow Taoist Yanhuang, Hongyi Supreme has a special personality charm. If we continue to fight after a while, Luo Hongjian may not be able to make a move. Hongmeng Supreme took a sip of strong wine and said. The Hongyan Supreme was the person he admired. Now that he was dying, he felt bad. But this is the choice of Hongjian Supreme, and he can only choose to respect Hongjian Supreme. Fellow Taoist Yanhuang, Luo Hongjian's future life belongs to her and Hongyi Supreme. Let her live well. Her strength will definitely improve a lot, but the road ahead won't be easy. Hongmeng Supreme drank the whole bottle of spirits in a few sips. Then he left directly. Yechen looked at Luo Hongjian, and he took Luo Hongjian to the time cube. The road ahead will indeed not be easy. Yechen secretly thought. First of all, it is a question whether Luo Hongjian can compete with the consciousness of her previous life. Her past life consciousness was at least a 7-star immortal level. Secondly, even if the competition passes, there is another problem. Why did she choose reincarnation in her previous life? A 7-star immortal level expert is already extremely powerful, so why risk reincarnation? Or run to another dimension? In all likelihood, Luo Hongjian's previous life's plane also had problems. In other words, there will be extremely powerful enemies. If the other party knew about Luo Hongjian's situation, would he let her go just because she was reborn? Yechen doesn't think so. But Yechen doesn't care. He comes from the Yanhuang plane, and his ranking in the Yanhuang plane has plummeted, and he will face extremely powerful enemies by then. No need to worry about debts. Half a month passed in the blink of an eye. Luo Hongjian's cultivation level first reached the mid 5-star level, and then improved to the late 5-star level. By the time her cultivation reached the middle stage of the 5-star stage, she already had the perfect 6-star strength. By the late stage of the 5-star stage, Luo Hongjian already had the strength of the early stage of the 7-star stage. In Luo Hongjian's body, another consciousness awakened quite a bit. However, under the suppression of Hongjian Palace, Xiaoliu, and Luo Hongjian's own powerful power, the other consciousness is still far away from fully awakening. Now. Break. Suddenly, the aura on Luo Hongjian's body became much stronger. Her cultivation level has not changed, and is still at the late 5-star level, but Luo Hongjian's technique has reached the 4th level, and her strength can be increased 7 times. On Hongmeng Universe's side, Luo Hongjian's strength has reached the mid 7-star stage. This kind of strength has surpassed Yechen by a lot. Of course Yechen wouldn't have any objections to this. Wouldn't it be nice for my wife to become stronger? No matter how strong you are, can you still sleep if you want to? Husband, my skill has reached the 4th level, and my strength here can be increased 7 times. Luo Hongjian's voice sounded in Yechen's mind. Yechen's eyes lit up. Hongjian, you have to protect me from now on. Yechen said with a smile. Luo Hongjian secretly rolled her eyes. At that time, she just felt that Yechen had no strength, but later Yechen showed great strength. Husband, I am stronger than you in the Hongmeng universe. If I leave the Hongmeng universe, my strength will be greatly reduced, which is the ordinary 6-star level. Luo Hongjian said. Hongjian, stop talking, will I still be jealous of you? Hurry up and consolidate your cultivation. The strong men from the Hades sect should arrive in about half a year. Yechen said. In fact, the strong men of the Hades sect have now arrived at the number 2C area where Hongmeng Universe is located. He is rushing to Hongmeng universe at full speed. The powerful men from the Hades sect came much faster than Ye Chen expected. Good husband. Luo Hongjian quickly consolidated her cultivation. It is worth mentioning that Luo Hongjian has not yet digested most of the power of Hongyi Supreme. For the time being, it is better for her to improve only this much. Improving too much at once will easily lead to indigestion. 2 days later, the strong men of the underworld cult approached the Hongmeng universe. There are already many strong men in the underworld cult who have adapted to the environment of the Hongmeng universe, but the leader of the underworld cult has not adapted to the environment here. He has never entered the Hongmeng universe. As the leader, he will not easily take risks. Now the leader of the underworld cult feels that the time is ripe. There are many strong men inside who have adapted to the environment here. Outside, they have already negotiated cooperation with the Wanja section. The probability of the Wanja sect turning against them is relatively low. Even if they turn against them, the leader of the underworld cult is confident that they will withdraw from the Hongmeng universe. Everyone, our Xuanhuan universe is still a little smaller than the Hongmeng universe. This Hongmeng universe will be ours in the future. The number 1 universe is also. The leader of the underworld cult said in a deep voice. When he talked about the number 1 universe, his eyes showed fear. Hongmeng universe is in the number 2 universe C, and is also called number 2 universe by some strong men. Number 1 universe is larger and more mysterious. There are strong men in it who are acting outside, but even some of the strong men who come out of it don't know much about some situations in number 1 universe. It is rumored that the plane master of this plane is sleeping in number 1 universe. The underworld cult has developed its power in the Xuanhuan universe and the other 2 supreme universes outside the Hongmeng universe, but the number 1 universe has not been touched by the underworld cult. The plan of the leader of the underworld cult is to conquer the Hongmeng universe first, and then conquer the number 1 universe. Yes, leader. The strong men of the underworld cult said in unison. There are more than 10 6-star strong men among them, and there are 154 and 5-star immortal strong men in total. In terms of top strong men, the underworld cult is not weaker than the previous Hongmeng Palace. Unlike the Hongmeng Palace, there are many strong men with lower strength in the underworld cult, and they are more powerful. In the past, Hongmeng Palace and Wanja sect were united against the outside world, and it was not convenient for the Nether sect to reach out and develop its power here. Now the Wanja sect has turned against them. Enter. The leader of the Nether sect said in a deep voice. Many strong men of the Nether sect quickly entered the Hongmeng universe. There was no strong man in the Hongmeng universe who possessed the universal order. The Lord of Hongmeng Palace and others could not sense the entry of the Nether sect's strong men and could not come to intercept them in time. Luo Hongjian had a slight sense at this time. But even if her strength reached the level of the mid-7-star level, without the universal order, she could not descend to the side of the Nether sect's strong men in a very short time. Husband, it seems that many strong men have entered the Hongmeng universe. It is very likely that they are strong men of the Nether sect. Luo Hongjian transmitted the message to Ye Chen. Ye Chen showed surprise in his eyes. The strong men of the Nether sect came so quickly. Unfortunately, he was still late. He already had the strength of a perfect 6-star. Luo Hongjian now has the powerful strength of a mid-7-star level. As long as I stay in the Empress Palace, I am invincible. Author, New Dit. Chapter 535. Master of the Hall, the strong men of the underworld sect should have entered the Hongmeng universe. Let us, the strong men of the Hongmeng Hall, gather in the Hongmeng realm. It is no longer safe outside. Ye Chen sent a message to Hongmeng Supreme. There was surprise in the eyes of Hongmeng Supreme. The powerful man from the underworld sect came so quickly. Fellow Taoist Xuanhuan, there must be some strong men in the Ming sect who have not adapted to the environment of our Hongmeng universe. It may be a better choice for us to attack at this time. Hongmeng Supreme said. Palace Master, Let's just stick to it. Ye Chen said via voice transmission. Hongmeng Supreme came to Ye Chen, and he wanted to persuade Ye Chen to act now. Even if the 7-star immortality level of Hanjian Palace is high, and even if Xiaoliu is strong, sticking to it might not be the best choice. Soon Hongmeng Supreme arrived at Hanjian Palace, and he met Ye Chen. Fellow Taoist Xuanhuan, if you guard for too long you will lose. If we are locked in Hongmeng universe, the strong men from other major forces are likely to join the enemy, and our pressure will continue to increase. It will be better if we leave Hongmeng territory and stay in other places. Hongmeng Supreme said solemnly. Ye Chen smiled and said, Palace Master, Hanjian already has the strength of mid-7-star level. Hongmeng Supreme was stunned. Mid-7 stars. She broke the limit. Hongmeng Supreme said in disbelief. No one in Hongmeng universe has the cosmic will order. Under normal circumstances, the limit is 6-star perfection, even if the combat power is more than 6-star perfection. Ye Chen nodded. Hongmeng Supreme exhaled a long breath. Then there's no problem. Hongmeng Supreme Deo. Since Luo Hanjian has reached the mid-7-star level so quickly, her cultivation level is not high yet, and there is definitely room for improvement in her strength. Just wait quietly. Fellow Taoist Xuanhuan, it seems that I, as the master of the palace, have to abdicate in favor of someone worthy of my position. Hongmeng Supreme Deo. Ye Chen smiled and said, Palace Master, the position of Palace Master is still yours for the time being. Hongmeng Supreme nodded. It would be better for Luo Hanjian to continue practicing and improve her strength quietly. Time passes day by day. The strong men of the Hades sect did not immediately contact the strong men of the 10,000 Realms sect, but first found a place to adapt to the environment of Hongmeng universe. Another half year. The leader of the Hades sect has basically adapted to the environment of Hongmeng universe. In half a year, time accelerated by 5 million years, Luo Hanjian digested and fused many of Hongyi Supreme's powers. Her cultivation has reached the 5-star peak. The late 7-star combat power. Luo Hanjian, a top 6-star perfection level expert, can now fight 3 of them. Enemy attack, enemy attack. On this day, a loud voice suddenly resounded throughout Hongmeng realm. The strong men of the Ming sect and the 10,000 Realms sect are not hiding, and they are approaching Hongmeng realm in a mighty manner. 15,000 powerful men from the immortal level of the Hades sect are here. There are tens of thousands of immortal level experts from the 10,000 Realms sect. In addition, the Hades sect and the 10,000 Realms sect combined have tens of millions of immortal level figures. There are more than 200 people in Hongmeng Hall. The difference in quantity is huge. However, everyone in Hongmeng Palace has 4-star immortal strength. Fellow Daoist Hongmeng, surrender. You will not be our opponent. The deep voice of the leader of the 10,000 Realms sect came over. In a short period of time, the powerful men from the 10,000 Realms sect and the Hades sect arrived at the entrance to the Hongmeng realm. The powerful men from Hongmeng Palace also gathered over. Seeing the countless enemies outside, some powerful men in Hongmeng Palace felt a little uneasy. They don't know the specifics. Fellow Taoist Xuanhuan, you must be prepared. We're just afraid that we won't be able to withstand it for too long. The master of Hongmeng Palace sent a message to Ye Chen Deo. He now arrived at the entrance of Hongmeng realm, and Ye Chen and Luo Hanjian were still in Hanjian Palace. Good. Palace Master, hold on for now. Ye Chen said via voice transmission. Everyone in Hongmeng Palace, surrender is your only choice. Otherwise, even if you can be resurrected in the future, if you are resurrected once, we will kill you once. The deep voice of the leader of the Hades sect sounded. A terrifying aura instantly erupted from his body. Astonishingly, not only has the 6-star level been perfected, but it has also reached the early stage of 7-star level. The initial strength of the 7 stars. You, the master of the palace, cannot be my opponent. The leader of the Hades sect spoke domineeringly. He has a relatively special system that allows him to break through the limits and possess the strength of the early 7 stars. The reason why the leader of the 10,000 Realms sect agreed to cooperate with the Hades sect is inseparable from this. Since the leader of the Hades sect has the strength of the early 7 stars, he feels that he will not be able to defeat him sooner or later, so it is better to turn to the Hades sect and cooperate with the Hades sect earlier. Early 7 stars. His. Many powerful men in Hongmeng Palace took a breath of cold air. The leader of the Hades actually has such strength. The master of Hongmeng Palace was a little shocked. Fellow Taoist Xuanhuan, the leader of the Hades cult has the strength of the early 7 stars. The time we can resist will be shorter. The master of Hongmeng Palace immediately sent a message to Ye Chen. Ye Chen's eyes flickered, but he wasn't too surprised. Since the leader of the Hades wants to become the master of the plane, he should have the strength of the 7-star immortal level. He is not very radical in his actions, and his strength is not particularly strong. The early stage of 7 stars is the most likely. Good. Ye Chen said via voice transmission. System, sign in. Ye Chen said in his mind, his expression was excited. He had not signed in for the past year, and he had accumulated a lot of luck. Luo Hongjian had the strength of the late 7 stars, and there were so many strong people gathered here. The system also swallowed a lot of power. It should be possible to sign in and get excellent things. Sign in successfully. Congratulations to the host for obtaining the 7-star immortal level Tongtian Sword Bamboo, with the strength of the late 7 stars. Sign in successfully. Congratulations to the host for upgrading the Eternal World Tree to the late 7 stars level. Sign in successfully. Congratulations to the host for upgrading the Xuxian 4 swords to the late 7 stars level. The voice of the system soon sounded in Ye Chen's mind. System, they are all late 7 stars, is this the limit? Ye Chen asked in his mind. Yes, host. The system replied. Ye Chen estimated that Luo Hongjian should only have the strength of the late 7 stars. She is the strongest person in this world at present, so signing into the limit is just like this. Ye Chen was very satisfied with this. There is one more Tongtian Sword Bamboo of the late 7-star level, and Xiao Lu has also reached the late 7-star level. Together with Luo Hongjian, they have 3 late 7-star masters. Tisk tisk, the 4 swords of Xuxian have been upgraded to the late 7-star level, so my strength should have reached the early 7-star level. Ye Chen thought to himself. He instantly released the Xuxian sword formation. Soon Ye Chen determined that his strength had indeed reached the early 7-star level in the Hongjian Palace. If he was outside the Hongjian Palace, Ye Chen would still only have the strength of a perfect 6-star. Daiyu Yanhuang, when will you start to act? We can't hold out for too long. The voice of the Lord of Hongmeng Palace sounded in Ye Chen's mind. The attacks of the Masters of the Underworld sect and the 10,000 World sect were stronger than the Lord of Hongmeng Palace estimated. According to the current situation, the Lord of Hongmeng Palace estimated that they would only hold out for half an hour. Lord, don't worry. Ye Chen said in a voice transmission. Soon Ye Chen and Luo Hongjian arrived at the entrance of the Hongmeng Mongolian territory. Boom! A powerful aura burst out from Ye Chen's body, and his aura was 6 stars perfect. The leader of the Hades cult and the others naturally sensed Ye Chen's aura. They were a little surprised, but they didn't care too much. 6 stars perfect is not the same level as the leader of the Hades cult 7 stars in the early stage. Boom! The next second, Luo Hongjian also burst out with a powerful aura, and the aura she burst out was much stronger than that of Ye Chen. How is it possible? The leader of the Hades cult couldn't believe it. He clearly sensed that Luo Hongjian's aura had reached the late stage of 7 stars. Sure enough, it's already the late stage of 7 stars. The Lord of Hongmeng Hall breathed a sigh of relief. The strength of the Lord of the Hades cult at the early stage of 7 stars brought great pressure to the Hongmeng Hall. Luo Hongjian's burst of the strength of the late stage of 7 stars also brought great pressure to the strong men of the Hades cult and the Wanja sect. Being killed by a strong man of the late stage of 7 stars, it is unknown when he will be resurrected. In addition, there are late stage 7-star warriors in Hongmeng Palace, which means they have a way out. If they can't hold on, they can hide in Luo Hongjian's space treasure. The enemy may not be able to find them if they hide. Master Wanja, think carefully. Ye Chen's voice sounded in the mind of the Master Wanja. The Master Wanja frowned secretly. Luo Hongjian actually has such strength. It's incredible. Ye Chen's strength is also so strong. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. As long as I stay in the Empress Palace, I am invincible. Author, New Dit. Chapter 536. Soon, the powerful outsiders suspended their attacks. Even if the leader of the 10,000 Realms sect doesn't back down, he would be stupid if he doesn't take advantage of this opportunity. Master Xuanhuan, the current situation is very different from what we estimated before. As our 10,000 Realms sect continues to cooperate with you, the risks will be greatly increased. In addition, Hongmeng Supreme and the others are also secretly contacting me to win over me. I'm a little confused now. It seems to be easier to deal with you by cooperating with Hongmeng Palace. The leader of the 10,000 Realms sect said in a deep voice. The leader of the Hades sect controls the underworld universe and is respected as the leader of the underworld by many powerful men. Hearing what the leader of the 10,000 Realms sect said, he was extremely annoyed. In order to win over the Wanja sect to cooperate, the Ming sect has already given a lot of benefits. Fellow Taoist Wanja, is this inappropriate? The leader of the Hades cult said. The leader of the 10,000 Realms sect said softly, Master Xuanhuan, you will take as much risk as you get the benefits, right? At present, the risks we have to take in the 10,000 Realms sect are much greater. If you cannot take Hongmeng Realm, you still have a way out. You can return to Xuanhuan Universe. What will our 10,000 Realms sect do then? You guys discuss it and think about it. After saying that, the leader of the 10,000 Realms sect disappeared and arrived at the area where the strong men of the 10,000 Realms sect gathered. In the territory of Hongmeng, Ye Chen smiled and said, Palace Master, Hongjian has exploded with the strength of the late 7 stars, and the strong men from other forces will not mix it easily. Time is on our side. Try to delay as much as possible. The Lord of Hongmeng Hall nodded and delayed some time. This was not difficult for him. The leader of the underworld sect negotiated with the leader of the 10,000 Realms sect again and again. The leader of the Hongmeng Palace also secretly contacted the 10,000 Realms sect, and even contacted some strong men from the underworld sect to win over them. Time passes day by day. The leader of Hades was a little embarrassed. Based on the current situation, their strength should still be stronger, but with the strength of Luo Hongjian 7 stars in the later stage, they may not be able to find anyone if they rush into Hongmeng territory. Luo Hongjian's cultivation in the later stage of Kixing is stronger than the leader of the Hades sect. If Luo Hongjian is hidden, it will not be easy for the leader of the Hades sect to find her. Not to mention the rest. Another point, after rushing into Hongmeng realm, what should the Wanja sect do if they rebel? Even if they reach an agreement with the leader of the 10,000 Realms sect, it is not impossible that the leader of the 10,000 Realms sect and the others will fall out. If such a situation occurs, the Hades sect will face the Hongmeng universe and the 10,000 Realms sect. A month passed in the blink of an eye. The Ming sect and the 10,000 Realms sect finally started another round of attacks. System, sign in. Ye Chen said in his mind. The power he currently controls is already very strong. Why not be stronger? It's rare for so many strong men to gather here. Even if it was only a month apart, Ye Chen would probably get something pretty good. Sign in successfully. Congratulations to the host armor for being upgraded to the 7-star immortal level. Sign in successfully. Congratulations to the host for obtaining the 6-star immortal level heavenly sword of annihilation. Sign in successfully. Congratulations to the host for receiving the 6-star immortal enlightenment pill. Ye Chen's eyes lit up. After just 1 month of signing in, I actually received a 7-star immortal level reward. The defensive treasure has been upgraded to the 7-star immortal level. There are also 2 6-star immortal treasures. Among them, the heavenly sword of annihilation can be given to the supreme Xianqing. This is more suitable for him and can improve his strength. Luo Hongjian will naturally take the enlightenment pill. Luo Hongjian's current peak 5-star cultivation level and the 6-star enlightenment pill are just right for her. My defensive treasures have been upgraded to the 7-star immortal level. Xiaoliu, Tongtian Jianzu, and Hongjian's 7-star late-stage strength. Hongjian Palace and myself are also 7-star immortal level. And Qinqin's absolute defense. The system should be able to swallow the death system of Scorpio Supreme, right? Ye Chen secretly thought. Ye Chen has been coveting Scorpio Supreme's death system for a long time. His system is extremely capable. System, if Scorpio Supreme launches a desperate attack, it shouldn't be possible to kill me, right? Ye Chen said in his mind. Should. Host, if you've reached this point and don't dare to fight, why are you still practicing? The system said. Ye Chen smiled. This is true. Being vigilant is a good habit, but there is no need to be too vigilant. System, summon a strong person from the opponent first. Ye Chen said in his mind. He informed his system of the target, and the next second, Ye Chen's system summoning ability was activated. Hongmeng realm has strong external defenses, but Ye Chen has no problem summoning strong men from outside to enter Hongmeng realm. Call. System call is activated. Outside, a 6-star early stage strongman who was bombarding him with all his strength disappeared. Ye Chen now has 7-star immortal strength, and the system's summons are stronger. In addition, the characters summoned are only early 6-star characters, so it's surprising that the opponent can resist. Grass. The person summoned by Ye Chen was a 6-star immortal powerhouse from the 10,000 Realms sect. The face of the leader of the 10,000 Realms sect changed drastically. The number of top experts in the 10,000 Realms sect is already small. One was summoned earlier, and now another 6-star immortal level powerhouse has disappeared. Master of the 10,000 Realms sect, your 10,000 Realms sect has 2 6-star immortal level experts in our hands. You should consider cooperating with us. When we enter Hongmeng realm and look for the right time, let's devour the powerful men of the underworld sect together. The voice of the Lord of Hongmeng Palace soon sounded outside the territory of Hongmeng. Bastard thing. The leader of the Hades cult cursed in his heart, and they had to suspend the attack again. The attack style must be adjusted. There must be some strength to defend. In addition, we must find a way to ensure that the strong men of the 10,000 Realms sect will never fall out. Ye Chen and Luo Hongjian quickly returned to Hongjian Palace. Hongjian, you help me, I will let the system swallow up Scorpio Supreme system. Ye Chen said. He told Luo Hongjian about the situation of the Scorpio Supreme system. Luo Hongjian said nervously, Husband, do you want to wait a little longer? After a while, I may be able to reach the peak of 7 stars. Ye Chen shook his head. If your strength continues to increase like this, I feel that you may awaken the Plain Master. There may not be a chance then. Ye Chen said in a deep voice. Luo Hongjian hesitated for a while and then nodded. They are still very powerful now. The chance of Scorpio Supreme's death system killing Ye Chen should be very low. Ye Chen's own system is also a 10-star system. How strong the 10-star system can be has a lot to do with the master's strength. Scorpio Supreme's current strength is imprisoned. Ye Chen, what do you want to do? Scorpio Supreme said sharply. Ye Chen came next to him. Luo Hongjian did not show up, she secretly provided Ye Chen with powerful power. Lu Qianqian was also nearby. Although Lu Qinqian's strength is much weaker, her system's ability is indeed strong. With Lu Qinqian's current strength, her system can already provide absolute defense for about 10 seconds. Scorpio Supreme, you take the initiative to give your system to me, or I let my system swallow up your system. Ye Chen said softly. Scorpio Supreme sneered, Ye Chen, you want to devour my system, just dream. If you kill me and then devour the system, my system will also launch a desperate attack on you. With a thought, Ye Chen's 4 swords of Xuanhuan arrived at Scorpio Supreme's side. At the same time, a battle armor appeared on his body, and he defended with all his strength. Die. Too lazy to talk to Scorpio Supreme anymore, Ye Chen directly killed Scorpio Supreme. In an instant, Ye Chen felt death. Scorpio Supreme's system erupted with terrifying death power. This power passed through the defense of the 4 swords of Xuanhuan in a very short period of time. However, outside the defense of the 4 swords of Xuanhuan, there are 4 extremely powerful defenses including the power of Xiaolu, Luo Hongjian, Tongtianjianzu, and Hongjian Palace. But these 4 layers of defense were quickly broken through. It takes less than a tenth of a second. Absolute defense. The little time Ye Chen and the others had bought was enough for Lu Qianqian to figure out that the target of the death force was Ye Chen. It is also completely enough for her to exert the power of the system. The extremely powerful force continuously eroded Lu Qinqian's absolute defense power. If Scorpio Supreme is not dead, he is also strong, and the absolute defense of Lu Qinqian's system may not be able to withstand it, but Scorpio Supreme is already dead. The absolute defense power of Lu Qinqian's system is enough to withstand it. But Lu Qinqian's absolute defense will not consume the death power of the attack. Qianqian, stop. Luo Hongjian's voice sounded in Lu Qinqian's mind, and they rebuilt their defenses. Lu Qianqian stopped using absolute defense, and the attack force once again passed through Luo Hongjian's attack. After repeating this 3 times, the power of the death attack finally became very weak. This little power can no longer do anything to Ye Chen. I'll be a good boy. If it weren't for Qinqian's absolute defense system, I'm afraid it would be a cold day. Ye Chen was a little scared. Luo Hongjian and Xiaolai were already very strong, but they still resisted 3 times. The power of death erupting from the 10-star system is so powerful. System, swallow it quickly. Ye Chen said in his mind. Luo Hongjian doesn't want this death system, and she may not accept her master honestly. Letting your system eat it up is the best option. Your own system can be greatly strengthened by then. Also has the death ability. Even if he is an immortal level expert, Ye Chen can completely kill the opponent when the time comes. As long as I stay in the Empress Palace, I am invincible. Author, New Di. Chapter 537. Ye Chen's system immediately began to devour the death system of Scorpio Supreme. Originally, this death system was not weaker than Ye Chen's system, but its host was weak and died, causing its current power to be much weaker than Ye Chen's system. Host, its resistance is strong, but I can definitely devour it. The system said happily. Hurry up. Ye Chen said. Half a month in the outside world, an extremely long time under the acceleration of time, Ye Chen's system finally completed the devouring and successfully integrated the ability of the other party's system. System, devour the energy obtained by the other party, and use it all to strengthen the attribute of death. Okay host. Host, start upgrading now. Ye Chen thought about it, and it didn't matter if he upgraded now. The system evolution will not affect the strength of him and Luo Hongjian, Xiaolu, and others. It's the system evolution. You can't sign in for a while. A large number of strong people from the Underworld sect and the 10,000 World sect gathered here outside, and the opportunity is rare. System, upgrade. Ye Chen said in his mind. The system will be stronger after the upgrade, and the chance of signing in to get good things will be higher. Besides, they have the upper hand now, so there is no need to get rid of the leader of the Nether cult immediately. They can just keep them and wait for the system upgrade. Okay host, it is estimated to take 3 years. The system replied. The energy of the death system is extremely large, and the time it takes to upgrade will definitely not be short. This is the time under time acceleration. If there is no time acceleration, the time it takes to upgrade will make Ye Chen want to cry. Boom. A few days later, the outside world, the Nether cult and the Wanja sect finally started to attack again. This time, the Nether cult and the Wanja sect have completely reached an agreement, and naturally the Nether cult has also given a lot of benefits, which are enough to make the leader of the Xuanhuan sect extremely painful. Xuanhuan, we need help here again. The Lord of Hongmeng Palace transmitted the voice. The next second, 2 powerful forces descended. These 2 forces, one is Xiao Liu's power, and the other is the power of the late 7-star Tongtian sword bamboo. The Lord of Hongmeng Palace showed doubts in his eyes. His strength is strong, and he can sense that these 2 forces seem to have no one belonging to Luo Hongjian. Xuanhuan, the 2 strong men who attacked are. Hongmeng Palace Master said in confusion. Ye Chen smiled and transmitted, Palace Master, they are my subordinates, all of whom are in the late 7 stars. Don't let the outside strong men know about them. Hongmeng Palace Master was shocked. Wow, in addition to Luo Hongjian's late 7 stars, Ye Chen actually has 2 subordinates with late 7 stars. Fortunately, they didn't fight with Ye Chen. Will this fight end well? Xuanhuan, your trump cards are really endless. Hongmeng Palace Master took a deep breath and transmitted. Ye Chen said, Hongmeng, don't take the initiative to attack, try to delay time, the strong men of the Underworld sect and the 10,000 Worlds sect, I will keep them useful. Okay. Hongmeng Palace Master agreed. He knew that although he was still the Palace Master, Ye Chen was the one who made the decision in Hongmeng Palace. Everyone, the ones who are attacking now are 2 subordinates of fellow deist Yanhuang, both of whom are at the late stage of 7 stars. You must not disclose this information. Violators will have serious consequences. The Lord of Hongmeng Palace transmitted a message to the other strong men. So strong. 2 subordinates at the late stage of 7 stars, no wonder they are so powerful. Oh my goodness, Luo Hongjian is at the late stage of 7 stars, and there are 2 subordinates at the late stage of 7 stars. We are already invincible. The other strong men of Hongmeng Palace were extremely shocked. They also completely relaxed. Time passed day by day. The strong men of the Underworld sect and the 10,000 World sect attacked frantically, while the strong men of Hongmeng Palace took turns to rest. With 2 strong men at the late stage of 7 stars supporting them, they were not under much pressure. Although the attacks from the outside were extremely fierce, the Lord of the Underworld sect was only at the early stage of 7 stars, and Xiaolu and the others were much stronger. Most of the attacks from the outside actually offset each other. We can't go on like this, we must get more strong men to join us. It hasn't been broken after 7 days of continuous attacks. Even in this situation, it may not be broken even in 7 years. Many strong men from the outside world were talking about it. The 2 giants, the leader of the Dark sect and the leader of the Wanja sect, naturally realized this problem. The reason for the failure of the attack for a long time is that it is very likely that the supreme combat power is on Ye Chen's side, causing many of their attacks to be useless. In this case, they can only make their attacks stronger. Rely on more powerful attacks to destroy Ye Chen's defense. Soon, the Dark Sect and the Wanja Sect sent many envoys to lobby the major forces. Many forces in the Hongmeng universe were persuaded. Many strong men from some higher universes around the Hongmeng universe were also attracted. On the surface, the Dark Sect and the Wanja Sect still have the upper hand. It is not difficult to persuade some forces with benefits. But most forces will not agree easily. It takes time for them to get involved. 2 years passed unknowingly. The Dark Sect and the Myriad Worlds Sect have done a lot of things, including but not limited to destroying some forces. They have finally gathered many strong men from other forces. Everyone, get ready, burst out with all your strength. Finally broke through the defense of the Hongmeng Mongolian realm in the shortest time. The leader of the Hades cult said sternly, "Kill." Outside the Hongmeng monastery, the earth-shaking shouts of killing appeared again, and countless strong men attacked, and the power of the attack was 40% to 50% stronger than before. Even if Xiao Lu and Tongtian Sword Master attacked, even if the Hongmeng Palace Master and others attacked with all their strength, the defense of the Hongmeng Monastery soon became precarious. Boom! At this moment, Luo Hongjian's terrifying power descended. She used the 6-star Immortal Enlightenment Pill, and after digesting some of the remaining power of the Red Leaf Supreme, her cultivation reached the 5-star perfection. Her combat power reached the peak level of 7 stars. In an instant, the defense of the Hongmeng Monastery became much more stable. At the same time, Luo Hongjian deliberately let the leader of the Hades cult and others notice her strength. 7-star peak. Luo Hongjian's power has become stronger again. The leader of the Hades cult and the leader of the Wanja sect were a little frightened. Luo Hongjian's strength increased too fast, so fast that the leader of the Hades cult wanted to vomit blood. He thought that his strength at the early stage of the 7 stars was invincible, but he didn't expect that he was far behind. But now that it has come to this point, can they retreat? If they continue, if they kill Luo Hongjian, they can still live safely in the future. If Luo Hongjian doesn't die, they will be worried in the future. Everyone, Luo Hongjian may have just burst out with such strength. She can't burst out for too long. Everyone continue to attack desperately and rush in. We have no way out. The leader of the Hades cult roared. In his opinion, even if they want to escape back to the Yellow Spring universe, it is impossible now. The journey is long, Luo Hongjian has such strength. If they escape, Luo Hongjian will continue to attack secretly at that time. Can they escape back safely? Everyone, you will all die. Luo Hongjian's cold voice sounded outside the Hongmeng universe. She burst out her strength, not to scare away those people outside, but to hope that the leader of the Hades cult and others will be more powerful and attract more strong people. Yachen can get better treasures by then. Everyone, you've heard it all. It's useless for you to escape now. We can only continue. Call everyone you can call, we must fight to the end. The leader of the dark cult said sternly. The leaders of the Wanja sect spoke at the same time. Luo Hongjian said so they can only fight to the end. In their opinion, the current situation is not completely without a chance for them. Another year. More strong men gathered in the Hongmeng Mongolian territory. Even if Luo Hongjian used all her strength, the defense could no longer hold up. Host, I'm back. The voice of the system finally sounded in Yechen's mind. Yechen breathed a sigh of relief. As long as I stay in the Empress Palace, I am invincible. Author, New Dit. Chapter 538. System, Contact and LAN. Yechen immediately said in his mind. After not contacting An Langxiu and the others for 3 years, Yechen was a little worried about their situation. The contact was quickly established and there was no problem with An Langxiu and the others. The strong men of the Hades sect are all here. In fact, it is not easy for them to figure out the problem. As long as they don't leave July universe. System, sign in 3 times. Chen took a deep breath and said in his mind. The Hades sect and the 10,000 Realms sect couldn't put much pressure on him, but Chen still felt the urgency. The Plane Master might be awakened at some point. According to the system's judgment, there is a high probability that the Plane Master is a 7-star immortal level, but the opponent is a Plane Master, and his strength is likely to increase in this plane. It is a high probability that the opponent in his own plane has 8-star immortal strength. Sign in successfully. Congratulations to the host, Xuanhuan Palace, for being promoted to the 7-star peak level. Chen's eyes lit up. This is great. The Beauty Palace is now at the early stage of 7 stars, and has more than doubled since it reached the peak of 7 stars. Sign in successfully. Congratulations to the host Brahma Ring for being promoted to the peak 7-star level. Thanks to the upgrade of the system, the accumulation of luck for 3 years, and the large number of powerful people gathered here now, the second time it turned out to be a 7-star peak level treasure. Sign in successfully. Congratulations to the host for raising the Immortal Soul Tower to the peak 7-star level. The third treasure that was upgraded was the Immortal Soul Tower, and it was also upgraded to such a state. But the improvement of this treasure did not make Chen happy. There was a solemn look on his face. It felt a little bad to actually upgrade the Immortal Soul Tower. System, do you think I might be able to use this? Chen said in his mind. The system said, Host, it's not what I think, it's what you think. Your thoughts will have a certain impact on the result of the sign-in, and you may subconsciously feel that there is a risk. Chen frowned secretly. Is that so? Maybe it's true. He has no idea how powerful the Plane Master is now. Changle, please stop practicing and record your spiritual consciousness first. After the strengthening of the Immortal Soul Tower was completed, Chen sent a message to Luo Yudi and the others. Luo Yudi, Lu Qianqian, Zi Lanyan, the 3 of them, and Palace Master Xiao all recorded their spiritual consciousness. Luo Hongjian is currently resisting attacks at the entrance to the Hongmeng realm. She has not yet entered her spiritual consciousness into the Immortal Soul Tower. I recorded it before, but the level of the Immortal Soul Tower at that time was not as high as it is now, and Luo Hongjian's current cultivation level also greatly exceeded her previous cultivation level. Although the previous recording cannot be said to be invalid, the effect has been greatly reduced. Hongjian, enter your spiritual consciousness into the Immortal Soul Tower. Fellow Taoist Qianqing. Chen left Hongjian Palace and arrived at the entrance of Hongmeng realm. He asked Luo Hongjian and Qianqing Supreme to record their spiritual consciousness. As for Hongmeng Supreme and the rest of them, Chen couldn't control that much. Even if they record their spiritual consciousness, Chen may not spend a lot of resources to help them resurrect. Fellow Taoist Chen, have you made a breakthrough? Hongmeng Supreme said in surprise. Chen's cultivation level has surprisingly reached the mid 6-star level. The rest of the people don't know about his combat strength. Of course Chen himself knows that it is the mid 7-star level. In Hongmeng territory, Chen can now display such strength. Xiaoliu's strength has increased to the late 7-star level and can affect a larger area. On the other hand, Brahma Ring is now at the peak 7-star level. The Brahma Ring is a treasure that Chen has already recognized as its owner. Slight improvement. Chen chuckled and said, Palace Master, we have to end the current situation. With his strength now at this point, he is no longer prepared to continue the stalemate with the leader of the Hades section. If the stalemate continues, the Hades sect and others will take some extreme measures. For example, massacre the human race. In fact, the powerful men of the Hades sect have recently begun to threaten like this. Can it end? Hongmeng Supreme said with some worry. At present, the power gathered by the Hades sect and the 10,000 Realms sect is also extremely powerful. If there was a fight, even if they won, there might be a lot of casualties. Probably. Chen chuckled. In the past 3 years, his system has integrated and strengthened his death ability. System, kill the leader of the 10,000 Realms sect. Ye Chen said in his mind. The leader of the Hades sect has a 7-star immortal level of strength. It will be difficult to kill him and he may not be successful. But to kill the leader of the 10,000 Realms sect, Ye Chen believes that it is 100% possible. The first time you use the system's ability in this area, you must hit it with one hit. Yes, host. In an instant, the system's death ability was activated, and a force of death turned into a sickle and harvested towards the master of the 10,000 Realms section. Its speed was extremely fast. Not good. The leader of the 10,000 Realms sect felt death, and what he felt was complete death. He also sensed the death scythe. The leader of the Hades cult and other powerful people also discovered it. But discovering it is one thing, being able to stop it in time is another. The death sickle fell directly on the leader of the 10,000 Realms sect. In the blink of an eye, the huge body of the leader of the 10,000 Realms sect hit the ground hard. Metropolitan. Father. Many powerful men from the 10,000 Realms sect exclaimed. Wow! Blood rain poured down from the sky instantly, and an extremely strong aura of death spread out from the body of the leader of the 10,000 Realms sect. Even the most powerful people can sense that the leader of the 10,000 Realms sect is not an ordinary death, he has died completely and will not be resurrected in the future. This situation makes a large number of strong people feel heartbroken. Many immortal level experts dare to take action mainly because they feel that even if they die, they can still be resurrected in the future and they will not really die. But now, the bloody facts are before their eyes. The leader of the 10,000 Realms sect, who had a 6-star perfect level of strength, was actually completely killed. This shows that except for the leader of the Hades sect who may be able to resist, it is basically impossible for anyone else to resist. How come? The leader of the Hades sect was extremely horrified. This situation also frightened him. Although his strength is stronger than the masters of the 10,000 Realms sect, he is not much stronger. With his early 7-star strength, he can fight against the 2 masters of the 10,000 Realms sect. The leader of the 10,000 Realms sect was killed so easily. Can he withstand the attack? This is a big question mark. The leader of the Hades sect felt that there was a high probability that he would not be able to withstand such an attack just now. Leader, what should I do? Leader, we simply can't resist their attack. Leader. Many other strong men of the Hades sect have sent messages to the leader of the Hades sect. Many powerful people in the 10,000 Realms sect are ready to move. They plan to leave and stay away from Hongmeng universe. When they disperse and flee, can Ye Chen find them all and kill them one by one? Damn it! The leader of the Hades sect looked extremely ugly. The weaker ones might be able to disperse and escape, but what should he do? As long as he escapes, the leader of the Hades sect feels that Ye Chen and the others will definitely pursue him. There's no way he can escape. No one is allowed to leave. Continue to attack, Ye Chen and the others won't be able to hold on for long. Ye Chen and the others have used such methods, which means they have reached a desperate situation. The leader of the Hades cult yelled. A desperate attempt, maybe there is still a little hope. What a terrible attack. Can you still unleash such an attack? A deep voice sounded, and a tall figure appeared on the battlefield. Ye Chen's heart tightened. From this figure, he felt extremely strong pressure. Plain Master. Such an idea suddenly popped up in Ye Chen's mind. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. As long as I stay in the Empress Palace, I am invincible. Author, New Dit. Chapter 539. The strong man who appeared was 10,000 meters tall and looked somewhat similar to Godzilla. An extremely violent aura was released from his body. Palace Master, you come to my space treasure immediately. Ye Chen's voice rang in the minds of Hongmeng Hall Master and the others, and in the next second, waves of suction appeared, pulling them all into the Brahma ring. Hanjian, go back. Ye Chen and Luo Hanjian returned to Hanjian Palace as quickly as possible. Boom. At the entrance to the Hongmeng realm, the space collapsed. The level that the Hades cult leaders and the others had been unable to conquer for a long time completely collapsed in an instant under the terrifying attack of the new powerful man. It's not that the new powerful ones have attack power that exceeds the combined strength of the Hades cult leaders. Ye Chen and the others at the entrance to Hongmeng realm have now given up on defense. You guys, come on. A deep voice sounded. The newly emerged strong man is indeed the master of the plane. He is Tegumen, the master of destruction. Tegumen was wary of the attack that had just erupted from Ye Chen's system. Instead of taking the risk himself, it would be better to let the leader of the underworld sect rush in front. The leader of the Hades is planning to compete with him for plane dominance, and Tegumen also knows it. Everyone, rush. The leader of the Hades cult shouted. At this point, he knew he had no choice. Stop. Although Tegumen did not approach, he still took action to stop Ye Chen and the others from moving forward. Boom. Luo Hanjian took action with all her strength, and Ye Chen took action with all his strength. At the same time, the tyrannical power of Xiaoliu and Tongtian Jianzhu also blasted over, directly breaking the restrictions around Ye Chen and the others. Tegumen was stunned for a moment. His cultivation level is indeed only the 7-star immortal level, but his strength is the 8-star immortal level. The restriction he set was actually blasted away cleanly. Qian, absolute defense. Ye Chen said via voice transmission. Lu Qian could use absolute defense for 10 seconds, and she immediately released the power of her system. The power of absolute defense enveloped Ye Chen and Luo Hanjian. Boom. Countless attacks from the leader of the Hades sect fell crazily on Ye Chen and the others. Rush. Relying on Lu Qinqin's absolute defense to resist the attack, Ye Chen and Luo Hanjian rushed forward as fast as possible, ignoring the attacks of the Hades leader and others. Stop for me. Tegumen kept taking action. Powerful restrictions kept appearing in front of Ye Chen and the others, but under Ye Chen and the others' attacks, the restrictions that appeared were destroyed immediately. 1 second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds. Before Lu Qinqin's absolute defense failed, Ye Chen and the others finally rushed to the Hanjian Palace. What's the use? Hiding will only lead to destruction. Tegumen's cold voice sounded around the Hanjian Palace. Ye Chen quickly weighed the strengths of both sides. Tegumen's strength was too terrifying. Although Hanjian Palace was now at the peak of 7 stars, with the addition of Hanjian Palace, they would be unable to resist. There are also a lot of enemies like the leader of the Hades. Receive. Taking advantage of Lu Qinqin's absolute defensive effect before it ended, Ye Chen instantly put both Hanjian Palace and Luo Hanjian into the Brahma ring. System, teleport to the main check-in point. Ye Chen said in his mind. The space fluctuated in the next second, and Ye Chen's figure disappeared, and he teleported to July universe at extremely fast speeds. Tegumen noticed it immediately. But the transmission speed of the system is so fast that not even Tegumen can stop Ye Chen and the others. Can you run away? Tegumen's expression was indifferent. He was the master of the plane. In his plane, he didn't believe he couldn't defeat Ye Chen and the others. You guys, come to this space treasure. Tegumen's voice rang in the ears of the leader of the Hades cult, and he quickly received everyone except the leader of the Hades cult into their space treasures. You want to rebel? Tegumen's powerful power pulled the leader of Hades to come to him. The leader of the Hades sect was frightened. If Tegumen had not woken up, he felt that he might not have no hope, but now that Tegumen had woken up, he knew that he had no hope at all. Tegumen's strength is stronger than he expected. Owner. The leader of the underworld cult knelt down. Those who know the current affairs are heroes. Kneel down and beg, maybe there is some hope of survival. Assist me to kill those bugs, you can survive, otherwise you will die. Xuanhuan stared at the leader of the Hades cult for a while and said, "Yes, master." The leader of the Hades secretly breathed a sigh of relief, at least for the time being he was still alive. "Where do you think those bugs went?" Xuanhuan asked. Although he is the master of the plane, he is not omniscient and omnipotent about everything in the entire plane. The plane is too big. Master, I'm not sure about this. If they left Hongmen universe, it's possible that they teleported back to Yechen's original universe, July universe. The leader of the Hades cult thought for a moment. He said as he passed on some information to Xuanhuan. Xuanhuan also received the leader of the Hades cult into his treasure space, and then he broke through the space and headed to the July universe at an extremely terrifying speed. Yechen now has the strength of the mid-7-star level, but under normal circumstances it would take more than half a month for him to travel to July universe, and it might only take half a day for Xuanhuan. A few minutes passed, and Yechen's figure appeared inside July universe. No increase. Yechen was stunned. His strength was at the mid-7-star level, but when he arrived at July universe, he found that his strength was still at the mid-7-star level. The next second, Yechen quickly entered the Xuanhuan Palace. Suddenly, Yechen felt that his strength had increased a lot, but it was far from a 9-fold increase. His strength had only reached the peak level of 7 stars. Outside the Xuanhuan Palace, I can maintain my original strength here. Inside the Xuanhuan Palace, my limit can be higher, and I can have the peak strength of 7 stars. I wonder if Xiaoliu's recovery will be better. Yechen secretly thought. Xiaoliu has moved now, and its strength cannot reach its peak in one day. Husband. Husband. En Langxiu and Shang Guanyan sensed Yechen's return, and they soon appeared at Yechen's side. When Yechen and the others returned, July universe felt it. Yechen and the others' strength had increased so much, which had a strong impact on the entire July universe. Originally, July universe's growth rate was very fast, but now July universe's growth rate has directly exceeded the original limit. En Lan, Yan'er, the plane master has awakened. He should be on his way to July universe right now. Yechen said in a deep voice, and he asked Luo Hongjian and the other girls to come outside. Luo Hongjian and the others all have deputy orders of the Cosmic Will Order. The limit in the Hongjian Palace can reach the peak of 7 stars, and their strength has reached this level. After noticing their strength, Yechen breathed a sigh of relief. All 6 of them had peak 7-star strength, which was still extremely powerful. In addition to them, Hongjian Palace, Tongtianjianzu, and Xiaoliu will also have the peak power of 7 stars. Even if Xuanhuan and the others enter the July universe, they should be able to resist it. Hongjian, I can only come back for one day. When the day is up, you can stay here and I will be teleported back. Yechen said. He could choose to teleport back with Luo Hongjian and the others, but that would be even more unsafe. After returning, the plane master rushed over, and he could not teleport back again in a short period of time. The other party didn't come so quickly. Now you gather all the powerful human beings in the entire July universe in the shortest possible time. Yechen said. He didn't want a large number of strong human beings to fall into the hands of the enemy and become their bargaining chip. Good husband. Luo Hongjian and the others acted quickly. System, if the plane masters attack from outside, will July universe be destroyed? If the master of another plane enters the July universe, will his strength be suppressed? Yechen asked in his mind. As long as I stay in the Empress Palace, I am invincible. Author, New Did. Chapter 540. Yechen was a little worried about this. The other party is the master of the plane, and a large number of powerful people like the leader of the Hades are likely to come too. The system said, host, a universe's ability to withstand strikes is related to its own level, and also related to how many free and powerful people there are in this universe. If a powerful person possesses the cosmic will order or deputy order, there will be additional bonuses. So July universe's ability to withstand strikes far exceeds that of other super first-line advanced universes. A super first-line advanced universe like the Golden Snake universe is dominated by 5-star immortal strength. In the middle stage of Yechen's 7 stars, he is much better than a figure like the Golden Snake Lord. Luo Hongjian and the other girls are each stronger than the Golden Snake Lord. Even if there is no increase, they now have 6-star immortal strength. So it should be fine. Yechen said. The system said, under normal circumstances, there should be no problem, but if a large number of powerful people continue to gather, July universe may not be able to withstand it. Yechen frowned secretly. He understands what the system means. At present, when the ruler of the plane comes over, he will at most bring the leader of the underworld cult and the others. However, in addition to the leader of the Hades cult and the others, there are also a large number of powerful people in other universes. Even if they are weaker, they can gather in numbers. Host, if you leave, July universe should be able to hold on within 3 to 5 years. You have to be careful not to be caught by the plane master. As long as you are fine, Luo Hongjian and the others will most likely be fine by then. The system said. Yechen nodded slightly, thinking about his system's current death capabilities. If this explodes with all its strength, it is not impossible to kill the plane master. With the power shown before, the leader of the 10,000 Realms sect was instantly defeated, and the leader of the underworld sect would definitely not be able to resist it. 2 or 3 hours passed before Luo Hongjian and the others returned. All human beings in the entire July universe were gathered by them. This amount is extremely large. But the scope of Yechen's current space treasure is boundless, and there is no problem in containing the human beings from July universe. Husband, do we need to leave and guard each area? Luo Hongjian asked. Yechen shook his head, there is no such need. From now on, I will stay in the Hongjian Palace and not go anywhere. If the plane master takes the leader of the underworld and the others quietly enter the July universe, you may not be able to find it in other places. It's better to guard here. Stay unchanged and respond to ever-changing changes. Luo Hongjian and the others nodded. Husband, what will you do then? Luo Hongjian and the others looked at Yechen worriedly. Yechen smiled and said, the Brahma Ring 7 stars are at the peak level. I will find a place to hide when the time comes. The plane master shouldn't be that easy to find. Don't think too much. At this point, we can only try our best to get through it. Luo Hongjian and the others nodded. Yechen glanced at Luo Hongjian and the other girls. Wives, the enemy should still have some time to come. What should we do during this time? Hey. Luo Hongjian and the other girls all gave Yechen a roll of their eyes. How could they not know what Yechen was thinking? But under the current situation, they were naturally satisfied with Yechen. Another 4 hours passed. Yechen struggled for 3 hours. Yechen's eyes flickered, and he sensed a slight fluctuation, and a powerful person entered the July universe. But that trace of fluctuation disappeared in an instant, and Yechen failed to catch it. Wives, the enemy is coming. Get up. Yechen reminded Luo Hongjian and the others. Luo Hongjian and the others quickly got up, while Yechen and the others waited for the enemy to approach. But half an hour passed, and the enemy did not come. Wives, the plane masters probably won't come over immediately in this situation. They will first adapt to the environment on this side of July universe. Yechen said. Even if the plane master enters the July universe, his strength will be affected to some extent, but Yechen estimates that the Plane Master's strength will be suppressed 5 times at most. The leader of the Hades sect will be suppressed 100 times. It will take about half a year for the Hades cult leader and others to adapt to the environment here. Husband, it's a pity that we can't find the enemy right now. Otherwise, it might be better if we take the initiative to attack. Luo Hongjian sighed softly. Yechen smiled and said, Hongjian, we have been through ups and downs. I believe we can definitely pass this level. My only regret now is that I didn't find a system with a good level for you. Speaking of this, Yechen was stunned for a moment. The enemy no longer has a powerful system, but Hongmeng Supreme and the others might have a powerful system? Wait a moment. After Yechen finished speaking, he disappeared, and when he reappeared, he was inside the Brahma ring. Palace Master, do any of you have a top-notch system? Yechen asked. He arrived in front of Hongmeng Supreme. Hongmeng Supreme and the others know what the current situation is. When the time comes, Hongmeng Supreme and the others will naturally stay here to help Luo Hongjian and the others. Hongmeng Supreme said, Fellow Taoist Xuanhuan, what do you mean dash? Yechen said in a deep voice, Palace Master, the current situation is critical. If any of you has a top-notch system, can you contribute it and transfer it to the beauty? Hongjian is strong, and can better play the system's capabilities. Hongmeng Supreme said, Daiyu Yuchen, there are quite a few of us who have systems among the more than 200 people, but you definitely don't want an ordinary system. There may not be a system that meets your requirements. Yechen said, Palace Master, talk to them and persuade them. These strong men in Hongmeng Palace are considered his own people. He can't let his system devour their systems one by one and search in this way. Okay. Hongmeng Palace Master quickly gathered the rest of the strong men. Hongmeng Palace Master shared the current situation with the rest of the strong men in Hongmeng Palace. Everyone, if any of you have a top system, please take it out. This seat will never take your system for nothing, and will definitely give you a huge reward when the time comes. Yechen said in a deep voice. You can also communicate with your system. If we fail, you will be taken down by the Plane Master, and your system will fall into the hands of the Plane Master. The Lord of Hongmeng Palace also said, Everyone, now is the moment of life and death. If you have a top system, you can't hide it at this time. Palace Master, fellow Daoist Xuanhuan, my system is very strong. It should meet the requirements. After a short silence, a strong man with only 4 stars of immortal level stood up. The other strong men looked at him in confusion. They knew what kind of system this strong man had. It seemed so. Fellow Daoist Ranmu, are you sure your system meets the requirements? Hongmeng Supreme looked over and said, Ranmu Supreme said before that his system was 5-star immortal level. Ranmu Supreme nodded slightly, Palace Master, my system is an 8-star immortal level life system. It is generally effective in assisting cultivation, but its recovery effect is excellent. Whether it is ordinary combat or recovery after injury, the effect is very powerful. I only have a 4-star immortal level cultivation, and I really can't bring out its potential. Yechen's eyes lit up. Such a system is indeed very good for improving Luo Hongjian and her team's ability to continue fighting. The level is a little lower, but at this time, it is not bad to have an 8-star immortal system. Supreme Burning Wood, thank you. As long as we survive by then, I promise that I will definitely try my best to upgrade you to the 6-star immortal level. Yechen said solemnly. Supreme Burning Wood nodded, thank you, Daoist fellow Xuanhuan, Daoist fellow Xuanhuan, I have communicated with my system, it can be directly untied and transferred. Yechen nodded, transfer to my body first, I need to make sure it is safe. Okay. Supreme Burning Wood knew that Yechen did not distrust him, but could not trust his system 100%. The system was actively transferred, which was very fast. In a few minutes, Supreme Burning Wood system entered Yechen's body. Host, Supreme Burning Wood does not have an 8-star system, but a 9-star system. It is reserved in order to avoid attention as much as possible. The voice of Yechen's own system sounded in his mind. 9-star life system. Yechen's eyes lit up. The 9-star system is much stronger than the 8-star system. Yechen felt relieved when Luo Hongjian got such a system.